What are you doing in my woods?
Cody, 4 years up here. Man, when does school start?
2 days after I leave.
I don't care if we do 29 days of absolutely nothing.
And I dream.
Hi, I'm Alise Chaffins, and I'm here today with writer and director Jared Isaac to talk about his new film, An Autumn Summer, in select theaters now and coming soon to video on demand. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jared. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Alise. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you just give us a brief overview of the movie just to kind of like set people up for what we're talking about?
Yeah. An Autumn Summer is a true coming-of-age love story set up in the beautiful landscape of northern Michigan about that window of time after high school where we're all just trying to savor those last pages of that chapter of life and really stretch out time as long as possible. And it's just an attempt to capture a feeling in a moment in time, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And you can feel that in this movie. One of the things, this film is set in Michigan, and it could almost be like a little bit of like travel propaganda for Michigan, honestly, because it's a genuinely beautiful
Thank
film.
you.
Can you talk about filming on location and yeah, just kind of the circumstances around that?
Sure. So yeah, like as you said, it takes place in northern Michigan, and it is a true story based on summers that I spend with my best friend his family up in northern Michigan every summer for the past 20 plus years. And it's such a, to me, sacred, renewing, healing little moment in time that I've always wanted to bottle up and take with me. And then we brought a group of artists, and we're dancing around the fire together every night, making art in the day and oftentimes into the night, all living together where it really happens and recreating this parallel life while also forming our own singular memories of our time there, but while telling this story. So it was really a beautiful, surreal, I think for all of us, like once in a lifetime experience that we're all grateful that we had. And it was just like, it was summer camp to get to be with everybody for a month up there, living together in these little cabins and waking up in the morning, and I'd see like someone's outside on the pier doing yoga, and like someone else is like off in the river kayaking, and just like, I think it was so beautiful. So like the experience and all the little memories that everybody has that I don't even know about. And like, they've got their little secret summer up north that they had. And then you take a camera to all of that and things get way more complicated. But I think we figured it out. And like you said, I think An Autumn Summer is an effective travel propaganda for those that have not been up to northern Michigan. If you are a nature fan, it is a beautiful, majestic place that doesn't really feel like it's of this world. It definitely has that kind of like wonder of the world feeling to it, at least to me. Growing up in the city of Chicago, like that's an escape for me. And it was really, really pretty beautiful time. I'm very grateful that we all got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things, this obviously has a primarily younger cast. Can you just talk about working with, these younger actors and the experience that you were able to like work together with them?
Sure. Our cast is amazing. It's an ensemble piece led by Mark McKenna as the lead Kevin, Lukita Maxwell as the lead Cody, and it's their love story. But the other friends as well, June Yu playing 18-year-old me, Julian Bass playing our other best friend Martin, and it is very much like the dynamic of the friend group, and the two of them being Kevin and Cody, kind of slowly understanding that this time is fleeting, and the realization of that, but also myself myself as a supporting character, and the story's not told like through my eyes or anything, but like we as their friends certainly recognized that this was a special time, a singular time, and the actors just Mark, Lukita are truly sensational. I mean, Lukita's incredible in Shrinking, and I'm excited to see her in the upcoming Backrooms. And Mark, I'm a huge fan of from his show Wayne and Sing Street, and they just brought magic every day. And I don't want to be like reductive in saying magic, but it is watching them do what they do. It is this beautiful thing to behold because they are such deep artists and people that they took such a sense of ownership of the characters and brought such a rich inner life to them. And then it was just like watch. And then I just got to sit back and as an ensemble, excuse me, watch them have just this unbridled, playful chemistry that I think just leaps off the screen. And those relationships that we formed were very real. And Mark and June, who plays me, are still best friends to this day. So it was just a joy to get to watch them do what they do. They were so incredible. They made my job as director very, very easy because they were so awesome to work with and so talented. I think there was like just one time a scene was like, quote unquote, not working. And we had to kind of take a step back and then dive in. Other than that, it was literally like pitch perfect the whole way through. They are just so wonderful. And I'm excited for everybody to get to see our ensemble, certainly led by Lukita and Mark, who are really special.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for asking about them. I love them. They're great.
That's awesome. One of the things that struck me about this movie that I think is what makes it unique from other films that might have like similar themes is the inclusion of the parents. I believe they're Kevin's parents.
Yeah.
Who like own this cabin. Excuse me. But they have this so often with parents in movies, they're either really overbearing or they're these like, I don't know, trying to be cool or not cool at all or whatever. And you have these parents who kind of like effortlessly part of the group, but also know when to not be. And I thought that was just such a unique experience as somebody who's a parent to older kids. Like, I hope that I would be in that kind of thing. And I just think it's interesting to see that on screen. Can you just talk about that as well? Because it was the part that struck me as being kind of the like, oh, that's not what we see in these kind of films.
Oh, I love I love you bringing that up, especially from the perspective like of a parent. Like I think you're gonna relate to that in a way that like someone that isn't a parent wouldn't. And I'll say that like Mary Lou and Steve, Kevin's parents, are in real life like my second parents. And this now at this point in 2026, the film takes place when we were 18 in 2010. Now the summer tradition has been long-standing for almost like we're in the year 30 plus now at this point, and all of that comes from the love that like Mary Lou and Steve have for each other. And they had that love that they wanted to put into an outlet of like, hey, we should be having this like beautiful family summer trip. And then it expanded to Kevin's sister's friends and boyfriends. And then like Kevin's like, hey, what about my friends? And then we all got to go. And now we're just in there. And so I really think it filters down. They are so loving and kind and secure in their love that there's just a deep trust, and we like being around them to a point, just like any 18-year-olds. But I mean, Mary Lou is still saying to me, okay, like if we're over at their place and we're on the way out, we're 34 now. She's going, okay, nothing illegal, immoral, or unethical. So So yeah, I love you bringing that up with the parents because they are so wonderful. And I think our actors, Tony Horton, who plays Steve, Louise Barnes, who plays Mary Lou, have such a beautiful chemistry together, and they're close friends to this day now. Um, that they were such a blast to be around on set, and they're such a just like such a fun part of the ensemble that it was like again it was what's really happening, which is us having a beautiful time together, mirroring the parallel life of the story, which is us all having a beautiful time together.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy to get along, and yeah, Tony and Louise are really, really lovely, puts such warmth into their performances of being like the gentle and playful. And if you need us to be there for you, if you don't need us to be there for you, like we're here for you. And we're
Right.
also like, we're here for ourselves first and foremost. Like you guys are good. And so it's like, it's a really beautiful because I love my parents, but they divorced when I was very young, when I was 2. So like that cohesive and together family unit wasn't something that was like present on the daily for me, but getting to be brought into this beautiful summer tradition made me realize that it is possible to have it all, which to me I interpret as a family that loves each other so unconditionally and deeply that you get an amazing 30 plus year summer tradition in northern Michigan out of it. um, it's like I think one of the reviews on Letterboxd that I really liked was like the final paragraph was like, "When I hope that when I'm a parent, I'm able to like have my child and his like racially diverse friend group up to my vacation house, and I teach them all to be like loving and have joy and be responsible with freedom and substances." It's
Yeah.
like, yes,
There you go.
yes, absolutely. That's Mary Lou and Steve to a T. Are they
Yeah.
thrilled? Are they thrilled that we smoked a joint before dinner? No. Are they going to get bent out of shape about it? Also, no.
Right. Yeah, it was this really interesting. Yeah, like I said, it's just this. You have the. I mean, you always think of like the Amy Poehler, I'm the cool mom, but like that
Hey,
tends to be
hey.
the one side of it, and then the other side is like just not involved or whatever. They're kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was a unique and beautiful
Thank you.
aspect of the film. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
It's
One of the
just
other.
true. It's just
Yeah.
true. And it's unique to me too. I don't think there aren't that many sets of parents that are gonna gentle parent like friends and in that way. So I'm glad that spoke to you. Thank you. I'm glad that resonated because it's like that wasn't by design or anything. I wasn't like, oh, I want to write parents that are different from what you generally see. It's like that's just who they are, and they're really beautiful. They're really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about the the use of the howl, I guess, throughout the film? Because
Sure.
I think that's such a interesting thing, and it has like some real emotional resonance, particularly toward the end of the film. So yeah,
Oh, cool. Thank you.
yeah,
Hey, I'm always drawn to like repetition in art piece and exploring that and like something that is brought into a film in our film or like right in the beginning when they're together they kind of have a howl, and yeah, that becomes a motif throughout. And I'm just drawn to like the structural nature of that, like within an audience member, like how when prolific and talented filmmakers do that, I it always has an emotional response within me. So I think maybe that just stuck there somewhere, and I found that the howl was able to be something that, well, one, his name is Kevin Wolfschmidt, that's his real
yeah,
name, and so like it's kind of it worked within the natural flow of the writing. And then yeah, just kind of because I've never been asked that question before, so I've never specifically thought about like the intention in a granular level behind the house. So it's kind of fun to just think about it now. And my response now is like, I think it is a perfect way for a young person to express how they're feeling in a way that transcends words and, speaks to the visceral nature of what we can feel. That certainly, like, I mean, it's kind of like characters in a musical in a way, where the lyrics, they're singing because the spoken word is no longer sufficient to express what's inside, right? And I feel like The Howl is a similar expression of that, and certainly became a motif. And one of my most proud little moments of directing, as it were, was Kevin's howl at the end there, when he's walking down the road, feeling all the feelings of summer and his whole life, whatever he's feeling. And that kind of goes back into the magic of Mark McKenna's and Lukita Maxwell's performance. Is like, I know that that person is going through a million things, but I can't place it. And that's magical. But so we were doing that scene, and then one of the takes, like a sliver of light came through the trees and illuminated the road. And I said to Mark, I was like, okay, on this one, as soon as you enter the light, let a howl ring out. And I'm so glad that gave that note, because to your point, it really, like, it ties it all together in this really, I think, pretty emotionally resonant way. Thank you for bringing up the howl. There's also a couple little sound design howls that I snuck in the back there. It's just like, little landscape kind of shapers that I wanted from a sound perspective, every particle to feel like it was like filled to the brim with nature, overflowing with it. But so yeah, the howl was certainly a motif throughout. I hope it worked.
Yeah, I think it does. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, we're kind of wrapping up here. One question I always like
Sounds
to
good.
ask folks is just, what did you learn from working on this project that you would want to take into a future project? Like, what, either technique or just experience that you would like to try to replicate or build on?
Obviously, like a million things, because this is my first feature that I've done. From I produced it as well, so like I did a lot of the editing. Once our editor was like, hey, like, we've gone there, like, we have worked on it as far as I can go. And I was like, okay, I think I have to go further. It got a lot of it financed, put my own money in there to get things rolling and say, hey, I've got my skin in the game. All that's to say, just two very tangible things. One, ADR is the worst. So like, if I am fortunate enough to make another film, I want to avoid the sound booth with fervor, because that was a dreadful experience. And so I'll definitely be taking that one with me. I think Christopher Nolan is really about that. He's like, there won't be a single day of ADR. So I'd like to take that one moving forward. And then secondly, something that I just want to continue to, I know we're wrapping up, but I'm gonna split this one into two, split it into two. And one of them is kind of something that you had brought up in, I think, your review of Ted Lasso, and I'm excited to read that book. And I also think I have a shrinking way that this all ties together. So the second one would be to continue to lead with vulnerability. And I think that one is a more rare quality, especially in quote unquote leaders. Like, as the director, you are the leader. And I think, I don't know, maybe there can be, I feel this sometimes too, an inclination to want to have an illusion of all the answers or something like that. But I just want to continue to be vulnerable. And that kind of filters down into being present, being honest. Like, if something's not working, being like, hey, that's just not working. Or if I don't know what to do, saying I don't know, and like, anybody got any good ideas? Because I don't right now. And then the third one which is tied to what you were saying about Ted Lasso, and I think can apply to any, just like the way to be out in the world, and especially on a film set, which is, and Shrinking, they do, I think, a really great job of this, which is holding yourself accountable, holding each other accountable very quickly, and doing so in a way that is light and humorous and like lighthearted, because something like things happen out in the world that affect us on the daily. And I think we oftentimes as a society, we feel them, we shut them down. Maybe we wish we said something, but like oftentimes I don't know what to say. So, and something I'm really trying to do, and this is certainly from the film, but also just I think life and working with a whole bunch of people on a film set is very similar. I don't know, it's a microcosm of an experience, but I think it's also representative of just being with people. So really narrowing that gap between something happens and I feel something and I want to say something, and being able to immediately hold that accountable and also like keep it light and positive. And I think that is like something that Shrinking as a friend group they do really, really, really well, which is like, hey, like, cut that out, man, that hurt my feelings. Like, what are you doing that for? And just really, because the society today, to me, we are so polarized, and conflict, any kind of conflict today is generally a very intense one, that like little things, and I'm hanging on by a thread in this world. So like, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but like, I think that these little moments get really blown up and exaggerated. And if we could all take a breath and try and keep it, but things are heavy. So like, I get it. So it's just hard, just like relating to one another, being vulnerable, true to my feelings, and being able to speak to them in a way that is a positive experience. So that was a long-winded one, but it was something you had mentioned that when you're in your kind of capsulation of Ted Lasso, and that really struck a chord with me, because it's something I'm actively trying to work on, and I think it all applies to a film set. So to sum up, folks at home watching that one, no ADR. I like to lead with vulnerability because it's a strength that I've got, in lieu of a lot of technical wherewithal. And 3, keep yourself accountable, keep others accountable while keeping it light, because we're just making a movie and it should be fun.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I hope people get out and see An Autumn Summer, or rent it when it's available. But yeah, excellent, beautiful movie, and yeah, best of luck to you.
Thanks, Alise. It'll be available on digital June 9th. I hope everybody checks it out then.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care. Appreciate you.